Hey, this is Lisa from FitLab, and welcome to our in-depth comparison of Polar Grit X Pro versus Garmin Fenix 7. You'll find the links to the products in the description, and you can use the links to check user reviews and the latest prices. Make sure to watch until the end of the video to know my final verdict on which watch is better. So the main difference between these watches is their battery performance. Garmin Fenix 7 has a high-performance battery life compared to the Polar Grit X Pro. Though the two watches give me excellent service when I'm running, I tend to like the Garmin Fenix 7. This is because it gives me the privilege to exercise more with its longer battery life on GPS mode. I realize that the Polar Grit X Pro offers short battery life while in GPS mode. Garmin Fenix 7 takes the win in this category since it has a better battery performance in GPS mode. Fitness and health features. I discovered that the Garmin Fenix 7 has advanced health features compared to the Polar Grit X Pro. This is because Garmin Fenix 7 provides a pulse oximeter that monitors my blood oxygen saturation level. In contrast, the Polar Grit X Pro does not have this feature. Garmin Fenix 7 is a better choice, since it offers a pulse oximeter compared to Polar Grit X Pro. Resolution. I love the fact that the Garmin Fenix 7 has a resolution of 260 by 260. I discovered this was different from the Polar Grit X Pro, which only has a resolution of 240 by 240. As much as the two watches have excellent resolution, I like Garmin Fenix 7 since it has a higher resolution. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity. I was impressed with Garmin Fenix 7 since it supports Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity. On the other hand, I discovered that Polar Grit X Pro only supports Bluetooth connectivity. Garmin Fenix 7 is therefore a better choice because it supports Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity compared to Polar Grit X Pro. How do the two watches compare in terms of specifications? Battery life on GPS. I find the Garmin Fenix 7 to have a longer battery life, which is 17 hours longer than the Polar Grit X Pro. Blood oxygen. Though the two watches provide great health features, I discovered that the Garmin Fenix 7 helps monitor blood oxygen saturation compared to Polar Grit X Pro. Cost. As much as both GPS watches are suitable for a runner, I discovered that Polar Grit X Pro is cheaper than the Garmin Fenix 7. Music storage control. Since I love listening to music while running, I discovered that Garmin Fenix 7 has music storage and control, which Polar Grit X Pro lacks. From the table, it's evident that both GPS watches provide reliable benefits to runners. Because I've had an experience with both watches, I found out that Garmin Fenix 7 is fantastic to use since it helps to monitor blood oxygen saturation. However, the Polar Grit X Pro is pocket-friendly. Similarities between the Polar Grit X Pro versus Garmin Fenix 7. I pinned down my selection of watches to Polar Grit X Pro and Garmin Fenix 7 because they're almost similar in their specifications. For example, they both support third-party apps. They both have built-in GPS, they have heart rate tracking, and they do have sport mode. Moreover, they both share the same display size. Things you should know before purchasing the Garmin Fenix 7. I like using the Garmin Fenix 7 since it has offline Spotify, a feature that always excites me. I discovered that it comes with 16 GB, which makes it work best. I discovered this watch when I was looking for a multi-sport smartwatch. I found out it serves that purpose well. What I liked: long battery life, has Wi-Fi connectivity, touch screen, and supports GPS. What I did not like: it is expensive. Things you should know before purchasing the Polar Grit X Pro. The Polar Grit X Pro comes with a Polar Flow companion app and 20+ sport mode. I discovered this smartwatch when I was searching for a cost-friendly watch. Though I like this smartwatch, I discovered that it could not make contactless payments and sometimes turned itself off. What I liked: it has a built-in GPS, it's scratch-resistant, and it has a touchscreen display. What I did not like: it has a dim screen. Verdict: so which is better, Polar Grit X Pro or Garmin Fenix 7? Garmin Fenix 7 is better since it has longer battery life, supports Wi-Fi connectivity, and has excellent resolution. Though the Polar Grit X Pro has OHR tracking and GPS accuracy, I feel like the Garmin Fenix 7 is the best GPS watch for runners because of its features. It is therefore a win for Garmin Fenix 7. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. Also, let us know what you would like us to compare next. Thanks for watching!